rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Divana. If you are new here, if you are a returning subscriber, thanks so much for tuning in. Okay, you guys, I know I haven't posted in so long. If you do not know, and I know from by the title, which you clicked on today, I did get my breast reduction. So I am so excited to be able to share my journey with you guys. I had planned to vlog the whole process and all of that. Things went by so fast, I did not get a chance to vlog. I might insert a clip of me recording first thing in the morning. I had to be at the hospital by 5:30 a.m. So I did do a little check-in of that morning. So if I did record that clip or decide to add it in here, it will be here now. What's up, you guys? Good morning. It is Monday, December 5th. And I just wanted to come on here and say that I am getting ready to go to the hospital. It is, you guys, 5 a.m., not even 5 a.m. yet. So yeah, I have to be at the hospital by 5:30. I am nothing but excited. I got up, I took me a shower. I feel so dry. I feel so dry, you guys, because I can't put any lotion on my body. Man, I'm like, can I even put Carmex on my lips? But I ain't finna do it. And I'm like, man, I would love some coffee right now. But it is what it is. I'm just ready to get this over with. I don't know how comfortable I'm honestly gonna be actually recording at the hospital or anything like that. I will try when I'm by myself, or see if my mom can just record me talking or something. But yeah, you guys, I'm so excited. Wish me luck from afar. And I will talk to you guys when I get to the hospital. Anyways, you guys, so I am now a week and a half post-op. And that is why I have been MIA. I haven't been posting to any of my socials, haven't been posting any videos, you guys, because I just haven't been feeling like it. I haven't been up to it. So let's just get right into it. Okay, you guys. So I had my surgery, my breast reduction to be exact, on Monday, December 5th. And let's get into the why. I don't want to make this video be too long. I'm going to really try my best to just get through all the details without missing very key important things. So I got the breast reduction because I had breast asymmetry. So if you're not aware of what that is, it means that one of your breasts are larger than the other. I guess I should add, I had extreme breast asymmetry. Every woman's breasts, they are not twin sisters. One is going to be slightly bigger than the other. That is normal. But what I like to say for my situation is I had a melon and a grapefruit. And so my breasts were 2 to 3 sizes off. Let's say when I was at my heaviest weight, I would say my biggest breast was at, I would say, a triple DE. And then my smaller breast would be at about a D. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much how it was. It's something that I've been bothered with my whole life. I always wanted to get the reduction. But when I first went to see doctors way back when, years and years ago, they were like, you know what, well, maybe, if you lose some weight and stay at that weight, be consistent with it, then we'll explore, because they thought that maybe with me losing weight, that my breasts would just somehow magically resize themselves. I knew that wasn't the case, but whatever. So years down the line, if you do not know, I did get VSG surgery, which is a weight loss surgery. And I am a little over a year post-op from that. And at this point, I've lost 88 pounds. And so once I got the surgery and I've lost such a big amount of weight, I was like, okay, I know for sure I want this. But my breast did change a lot. I didn't have as much breast tissue anymore from losing so much weight. So that did change it a little bit, because I know that they wouldn't sit up as high. And then at this point, before I got my surgery, I would say my bigger breast was about a double D, and then my smaller breast was actually a C cup. People want to ask about the process. Okay, so like I said, my process was being able to lose weight, stay at that weight, or at least know that I won't be gaining that weight anytime soon. So I went to my primary care doctor and I said, hey, okay, you know, I do think that now that I am smaller and I know I'm going to maintain this weight or even get a little bit smaller, I want to look into getting the breast reduction. So she put in a referral to the place that I would have to go to. Now, this is when I was living in a different city. So I went to them. They called me. They set up the appointment time. I came in. I spoke with them. The doctor automatically looked at me and she was like, yep, I see it. She told me what the procedure would look like, what it would take for insurance to cover it, and all of that. So they took photos of my breasts. They weighed me to see how much they would have to take out for my insurance. And then they sent that off to my insurance company. And then I actually got a letter in the mail, actually, a week later, and I was approved for my surgery. Long story short, I ended up moving to another city, which my previous insurance was not covered in that city. So I had to start the process over again, but thankfully it went fast. So I didn't mention that in the other city, I did end up scheduling my surgery once I got approved by my insurance company, and my surgery was scheduled for February of 2023. Now, let's go back. So now I'm in my new city. It isn't far from where I used to live. I moved like 2 hours away, but still insurance is different here. So anyways, I had to again go to my primary care physician. They refer you. There was 2 different places that I could go to here. So she requested that I go there. So she put in the referral to that plastic surgery center, and they always call you. So they called me, scheduled an appointment. I think the appointment was maybe a week later. It wasn't really far out. So I go into the consultation. So I didn't meet with the surgeon right away. I met with, I honestly don't even know what she's considered to him, his assistant. I don't want to downgrade her job title, but she directly assists him with everything. So she comes in, asks me kind of like what I was thinking and why I came there, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of told her my story. I told her that I was previously approved somewhere else, and she told me their process, what they do. So they don't do drains, which the other place didn't either, but I didn't want drains. So that was a check off my list. She kind of just told me she looked at my breasts, kind of seen everything going on. And she told me because my smaller breast at the time was a C cup, that they would have to take me down to a B cup. And that scared the bejesus out of me, you guys, because I've always been heavier chested. And I'm hoping that somewhere in this video, I will insert pictures. You guys, I didn't take many pictures. I was not photogenic. I did not like the way I looked, especially when I gained weight. But I think I have some pictures back from like 2010, 2012, like showing when I was younger how big my chests were compared to my body. So anyways, I've never had small breasts. I think I was a B cup maybe in elementary school. Like I was always a double D for the most part of my life until I got a lot of weight gain. And then I went up to a triple D. Yeah. And I never even bought a triple D in bras. I would just deal with the double D because this one was so much smaller. If I would have gotten a bra to fit the bigger breast, it would have just looked unproportionate. Okay. Anyways, yep. So she told me that I would have to go down to a B cup. And she kind of explained why. Honestly, the first appointment, it went in one ear and out the other because all I heard was B cup and I was scared. Anyway, she explained to me what the process was. She gave me a pamphlet that explained everything into complete detail, what I would need to buy, how everything would look. They gave me the breakdown of week to week. For the most part, I think it did like post-op, what you need to do when you come to the hospital, first day, first week, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, and from that point, all the way up to a year. So it was very, very detailed. She answered every question that I had. And then she told me that they would submit all the information off to insurance. And then once that approval came in, they would call me to schedule my surgery. And then I would have to get my pre-op appointment scheduled. She let me know as well that she didn't think that it would take long and that she wasn't worried that I would get approved because since I had already had a pre-approval in the system, or from another company, that really helps my chances. So it's been a week later and I get a call and they say, hey, you've been approved for your surgery, and let's get you scheduled. So they told me that I was scheduled. This was end of October sometime. And they're like, yeah, we can get you scheduled for November 5th. Or I think they said November 5th. I'm sorry if that detail is wrong, but sometime in November. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's too soon. Like, that was literally gonna be that following Friday from the day that that they called me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. I'm a single mom, 2 kids. I have to figure out help and all of that, taking off work, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, when is the next time? I was like really crossing my fingers, hoping that I could get something still in this year, but just not that soon. Anyway, so yep, then they gave me my date, December 5th. And I was like, yep, perfect, I'll take it. So yeah, everything was scheduled. And then I scheduled my appointment for my pre-op consultation. And from there, I just planned on taking off of work and making sure that I had somebody to help with my kids and help with me for the time being. Okay, y'all, so let's fast forward. I had my pre-op consultation November 23rd of this year, and what they did there is I actually got to meet with the surgeon this time. And first I met with the lady that I met in the beginning. Her name was Emily, and she kind of went over any questions I had and kind of went into things further in detail as far as like how I would be at the hospital, what hospital I would be going to since I'm new to the city. I didn't even know where the hospitals were. So she explained that to me, all of that process, gave me my prescription for the medication that I would need to get. They actually prescribed me Percocets, and that was gonna be my pain meds after surgery. Just went into everything in detail. I asked so many questions. My main questions were, so I keloid. So you always, if you do keloid, you wanna let your surgeons know that, because they are going to be able to help you far as the scarring process. No matter what, you can't prevent keloiding, but they can help you so that your scars are smoother and give you details on what you would need to do to help that part. So I talked to them about that. I asked questions about my nipples, because they do make them smaller. They do kind of give you a slight lift, all of that stuff. So I just asked about that, asked how long I needed to take off of work, how soon I could drive, just to figure out everything in detail. Like I said, I'm a single mom, so I needed to figure out how long I would need help far as myself, how long I would need help far as my kids if I couldn't drive right away. So I wanted to know absolutely everything. She answered every question. I felt really good about it. Then the surgeon came in and he explained a lot of the questions that I had in more detail and explained exactly like how certain things would go far as like the incisions. And then he gave me a lot more information in depth as far as like my nipples, and just kind of explained to me in advance, like just what so many people don't realize is that it takes time. Your body has to have time to heal. You're not going to come out surgery and your breasts are looking amazing and everything's healed and everything's great. And I think that's what people's expectations are. So he just wanted to let me know that. And he wanted to let me know that everybody's process is different. What someone else might have gone through, you might not go through, and vice versa. As well as everyone's bodies heal differently. So he wanted me to take that into consideration. Okay, so from this point, I was feeling really good. They told me that day to go fill my prescription because they didn't want me to like be worrying about getting my meds too close to surgery. So I literally did that after my appointment. And I was ready to go. I do have a previous video, if you haven't watched it, of the things that I bought for my surgery. And if you guys want a video of the things that I actually used during this process, please let me know down in the comment section below. And I can definitely get that video for you because I didn't necessarily need or use all of the products. So I kind of want to let you know like what you're actually going to need, what I actually took to the hospital, things of that nature, and what I've been using up to a week and a half post-op. Okay, day of surgery. So I wasn't told that I had to use any special kind of wash, just to clean myself before I came in, and then make sure when you're coming home, you have clean sheets, blankets, towels, all of that stuff to keep, you know, the incision sterile and, you know, to avoid any infections. So yeah, all that I wore to the hospital is I had a crop top zip up hoodie. I wore that, and I wore some very baggy sweatpants because I knew that I would possibly be super swollen. Even you can swell in like your stomach area. So I was like, okay, I don't want anything tight. Plus, I will have to have help putting on my clothes. So I didn't want leggings. I didn't want anything of that nature. I didn't wear a bra. And as you might know, you can't wear lotions, deodorant, anything of that nature. And then I wore my Crocs because I just wanted something that you can slip in. So, and I would also recommend, if it is cold where you are at, when you are going to get your surgery, make sure you bring a jacket or wear a jacket that is not super tight on you, because after the surgery, you're going to want to take that into account when you're trying to put it on, when you do not have when you have more restrictions in your arms, you're not able to move as much. If you have a coat that's too tight, you ain't going to want to put that coat on. Anyways, okay, so we get to the hospital right at 5:30. We check in. It was a bunch of people in the waiting area. The waiting area was actually super small, which was kind of annoying, but it was what it was. And that's another reason why I was like, I'm not vlogging in here. I'm not a vlogger. I would really have to get comfortable for that. And with it being my surgery, I like to stay super calm, relaxed, and have as little anxiety as possible. So I know I didn't want a camera on me. So we waited about maybe a half an hour, and then they called us back. First things first, they had me weigh myself. They took my temperature. They had me do a urine sample, and then they gave me these little disposable pads where you wipe off like your chest area and your breasts. Just so that part is clean. And then they had me change into my gown. One thing that I really thought was different, but whatever, is they did not do a COVID test. That is the only time I've been at a hospital for a procedure and they did not do a COVID test, but it is what it is. So I don't know if they're going to require that at your hospital, but they did not require that for me. Anyways, they were really trying to stay on schedule and they were already slightly behind. So at this point, things were just going faster and faster and faster. Like, things were moving along. They were ready to go. They were trying to get me into the surgery room so they were not backed up. So things just kept moving along. So they were waiting for my test results for the pregnancy test to come back, which I already knew was negative, but they have to have it. But in the meantime, you know, they're asking me all the normal questions. What medication do you take? And blah, 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 getting me prepared for that. Then my surgeon walks in and he marks me up. He kind of explains it. It was a lot going on. I was literally getting talked to by my surgeon as well as some of the nurses with a bunch of other questions that they had. So that part was super hard with understanding exactly what he was going to do. But he pretty much talked to my mom because she was there with me. So yeah, but I wasn't nervous at all, you guys. Like, when I'm getting a surgery done or anything, when I decide to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to have any doubts. I'm not going to have any reservations. And especially for a procedure, that's something I want to go to with 100% positivity that this is what I want to do. Yep, so he got me all marked up. They got me back in the bed. Then the anesthesiologist came in. He kind of explained that, asked me if I had surgery previously and how, you know, he was like, okay, you'll be fine. He was in a rush as well. He was super nice, but everybody was in a rush. So they were kind of, some of them were a little standoffish and didn't have the best bedside manner, but no one, I would say, there was rude. So yeah, they get me all ready. And then they had to put the IV in. I've never had problems with an IV, but maybe that's because I have really good veins in my arms. But the lady had to put it in my hand, and my veins apparently in my hands are super tiny. So she pricked me once. You can still see it right here. She pricked me once there. She couldn't get it in. I was so glad that she didn't keep trying to poke and poke and poke. And then I ended up having to get, you can't see it anymore, but I ended up having to get an IV literally in my wrist. Luckily, it was one of the needles that were like flexible, so I could still move my arm around. But that one did hurt really bad. And it still is like super tender right now. But it's what she had to do. She had to find a spot. And then because I had so much restrictions in my arm, they do not want to put it in your arms, especially too, you know, they're moving your arms around in surgery so that, you know, for one, they have to put the bra on you and all of that information. So yeah. Okay. So then they get the results back, pregnancy test negative. And so then the OR nurse comes in and she gets ready to wheel me off to the surgery room. Oh my gosh, she was so super nice. Her name was Lindsay, I believe. And she was super nice. She didn't make me feel uncomfortable. And this is kind of off subject, but on subject. So like I said before, I had weight loss surgery. And a lot of the times talking about it to people, it gets really awkward. They look at you kind of funny and blah, blah, blah. But she was super nice about it, asked me very nice questions. It wasn't like judgy questions and things of that nature. She helped me feel really good. And then when we got into the surgery room and, you know, they transfer you to the other bed that you're going to be operating on, when it comes to putting that damn mask on to administer, you know, the sleep stuff to make you go to sleep, I don't like that. I get claustrophobic, and I start freaking out. And so she gets the mask, and I think she just reads my energy, or maybe I made a face, and she asked me like, does this make you claustrophobic? And I said, yes. And she like really just was calming me, started talking to me about my kids, and she just helped me so much. So I'm so thankful for her, because that helped me go into that surgery calm and collected. And then she slowly just was telling me, deep breaths, take one deep breath in, okay, take a deep breath out, so I could get deep breaths of the medicine, and so that she didn't have to put the mask directly on my face. So yeah, I was so great. So let's talk about when I woke up. When I woke up from the surgery, you guys, I guess I gotten put to sleep 4 times at this point. I've had 2 C-sections, weight loss surgery, and now the breast reduction. Yeah. So anyways, when I wake up from the surgery, you know, they're checking in on you. They say your name. She's like, hey, Divana, how are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And this was an unfamiliar face. At this point, I'm pretty sure maybe they had switched nurses and things of that nature. So I literally was like, I miss my kids. And I start bawling, you guys. I am up there crying. And I'm just like, I told her, I was like, I don't know why I'm crying. Like, I'm not a crybaby normally, but for some reason, I just missed the hell out of my kids. And so I just started crying when I woke up from surgery. And she's giving me tissue, she's wiping my face. And then once I calmed down a little bit, she asked me how was my pain level and things like that. I was good. I was in pain. It wasn't, y'all can't think of the word. It was tolerable. So, but it did still hurt. Like, I think for the most part, just because I was so sore. Yeah, that's what it was. So then, you know, she gave me pain meds, and then they wheeled me back into the room where my mom was, and they let me know everything went really good. And they're like, okay, well, we want to get you to, you know, drink something. And I was so nauseous, super nauseous. And I'm like, I don't want nothing. I don't want to drink nothing. I don't want to look at nothing. Like, get everything out my face. But they're like, we can't release you with you being so sick, or not sick, but so nauseous. They said they want to try to get it under control. So I think they gave me something, and then they're like, okay, please just try to drink some water, take some deep breaths. So I tried after a while, still not working. They ended up giving me Zofran. The Zofran, you know, they wait, 10-15 minutes to try to have it kick in. I'm trying to drink water. They were giving me crackers. Oh my gosh, those crackers were freaking horrible. I couldn't freaking swallow them. They were so thick. It was just not working. The Zofran did not help me. And they were like, okay, well, can you know, we want you to feel better. If the Zofran doesn't work, they were ready to discharge me. And they're like, well, we can't discharge you like this. And if we take your IV out, we can't administer you any meds that like kick it to you faster. So I just kind of like pull myself together. I'm still really nauseous, but I'm ready to get the hell up out of here. Like, I want to go home. I want to start my recovery process. So they, you know, take the needle out my arm, and I start getting dressed. Long story short, they discharge me and I go home. Okay, being back home, you guys, oh my gosh, I was so nauseous. I just didn't want to look at anything. I didn't have an appetite. I didn't want to drink anything at all. And then I did eventually throw up. I'm just going to say, long story short, my body did not like the Percocets. I was only able to take 2 pills, and each time I threw everything up. And then it took me a minute to be like, well, what the heck is going on? I'm like, I think it's because of the medication, because then in the hospital as well, I'm very sick and about just gagging in the hospital. And I think it's because of the narcotics. My body can't handle those type of drugs. So I stopped taking that, and I just start taking Tylenol, just regular Tylenol, just to deal with the pain or to stay ahead of it. I was not in really bad pain at all. I was just sore. I was uncomfortable. And I chose to sleep on the couch for 2 reasons. For one, I thought it would be easier for me to be propped up than my bed, as well as my mom was here, and I didn't want her sleeping on my couch for a week. Like, my mom already has her medical stuff going on, and I just felt like a horrible person to do that to her. I wanted her to be comfortable in my bed. So that's what I did, but the couch was super uncomfortable. So anyways, so yeah, I ended up, my sister brought me some saltines. Oh my gosh, I was so thankful. So I was able to just eat saltines and drink water. Not much. I still was barely able to get anything down, but that's what worked for me. But like I said, I was not in much pain at all. I was just uncomfortable because you're sore and you can't really move. But I was extremely tired. Oh my gosh, all I wanted to do was sleep and sleep and sleep. So what they say, that's really good for you. They want you to get sleep. It helps you heal, all of that. Okay, moving on to day 2. So day 2, they wanted me to have a follow-up appointment right away. So I go into my doctor's. I let them know what's going on. She ended up prescribing me Tylenol with codeine instead, thinking that would probably be better for me, because she wanted me to stay ahead of the pain. Because during surgery, they put in nerve blockers or whatever to kind of help assist with the pain, so that, so that you're not waking up super uncomfortable and it doesn't just hit you right away. So she was like, I want you to stay ahead of it, because once it completely wears off, she didn't want me to be in excruciating pain. So they looked at everything and they're like, yep, everything looks good. Let me know, reminded me of my restrictions, keep my elbows at my sides, and don't bend over, don't lift, pretty much just sleep. Sleep as much as I can, lay down, but make sure I'm getting up every 2 to 3 hours to walk around, because that's gonna keep my blood flowing and help with my healing process. So I did so, still not able to really eat much. I did not have an appetite. I pretty much stayed on saltines and water for the first 3 days. So as the days go on, I did end up picking up my prescription for Tylenol and codeine, and I took one of those and got sick instantly, threw it up. And actually, as well as throwing it up, oh my gosh, I got super dizzy. I went to use the bathroom, I almost passed out. It was a really horrible experience. So I just completely stopped taking that and just started taking the Tylenol. Honestly, I don't even really know if the Tylenol helped or not. Maybe in my head it helped. But like I said, I wasn't in pain. I was just sore and uncomfortable. I know everybody's stories is different of what their surgeons allow them to do, but I was able to put ice on my breast as soon as I got home. She just said always have a barrier, which yes, you should, no matter what, have a barrier between the ice pack and your skin. And that's what I did, and it helped me a lot because I was super swollen, super sore. Now I didn't mention this, but let me mention it. When they take the bra off. So they took the bra off at the hospital. At my doctor's appointment. And it feels weird as hell. She told me to kind of brace myself because a lot of people have passed out before, got lightheaded once she released the bra. None of that happened for me, but it just felt weird. And you're scarred up. It's not cute. And even though my breasts were lopsided, they weren't perfect. when you look at yourself all cut up on your breasts and then they look gross as hell, that shit made me feel so bad. Like, I'm still kind of dealing with the mental aspect of this surgery, but I was like, yeah, no. You ain't gonna catch me standing in the mirror like, damn, look at these titties. No, you're not right now, because they ain't cute. I don't like them. Anyways, we'll get into that a little later. But I just wanted to mention that because I didn't before. So yeah, so I ended up just doing Tylenol. I'm trying to rush through this, but like make sure I mention things. So about day 3, what I did notice as well was I got this weird feeling in my breast, which eventually I explained to my doctor. And it felt like electricity going through my right breast, and then it got rock hard. Like, it started to swell up all around, and it was like a rock. You could literally like push around and feel it, and it was so hard. That is just a part of the healing process. That is your nerves reconnecting. It's super normal, but it does feel weird. Oh, quickly as well. So at the appointment, she asked me about if I had any sensation in my nipples. So yes, I have sensation in both of my nipples. I'm so glad about that, because some people, even a year later, either can feel it in none or can feel it in one and not the other, or it took them like 6+ months to get feeling. Whatever the case, I have feeling in both of my nipples. I would say my right nipple is a little more sensitive than the left, and I think that's because that one is healing faster, because it didn't have to have much taken out of it, so it's able to heal faster. Speaking of that, I have to get specific numbers because I don't know for sure, but I know that they ended up having to remove more from my left breast than expected. It's either 475 or 425 they ended up having to remove, and I think they only planned on 400. So yeah, they took out way more than they thought they had to. So yeah, my left breast, which was the bigger one, was a lot more sore, and the healing process is going to be a little bit longer than the smaller breast, because pretty much they just took enough out just to even them out. But then for the most part, they just kind of like lifted this one up and changed the nipple to make them look the same. And yeah. Okay, so let's talk about some of the challenges this far. I would say showering. So I was able to shower, I guess it's so hard to say day 1, day 2, day 3. So I got my surgery on Monday, December 5th. I was able to shower on Wednesday, December 7th. Now, you need to get help. Everybody is different. If you're able to cahoots to Hugh, baby, Now, I told y'all I'm not letting my mama wipe my coochie. Like, that wasn't happening, and I was able to wash down there. So I was so happy about that. But I did have to get help with like my back, my butt, my legs, my arms, everything else. And then having my bra off was the worst thing in the world. It just feels like, even still now, it feels like, I don't even know, like they need to be cuffed. They need to be held. They need to be supported. And once you release them from that support, I be like, oh, hell no. Put that bra on. I take, as soon as I can get that bra back on. When I'm coming out the shower, dry it off, make sure everything is super dry, and then we put that bra right back on. Before, I don't care if the rest of my body is dripping wet, we are putting that bra back on, because I cannot handle that by any means. So that part is still hard. I did face away from the stream of the water, so your back is towards the water, and you wanted to use antibacterial soap. So I use antibacterial soap pretty much just here because it is super drying, and I pretty much just make sure I have it in my rag, squeeze it over here so that it runs down my breasts and over them, and that's all you do. You're not scrubbing, you're not doing any of that. So yeah, I would say showering has been the hardest part. So pretty much what I've been doing, and call me what you want, call me nasty, call me whatever, I didn't want to overstrain myself, and if my body is telling me stop, this doesn't feel right, I'm gonna listen to my body. So pretty much what I do is kind of I shower and I bird bath. So when I'm in the shower, I am not able to wash my legs, my feet, like my butt. Now I am able to, but in the beginning, the first few days, I was not able to. And then I'm still, like today, I was able to wash my arms in the shower, but normally I'm not able to wash my arms. So what I was doing is, if you watch my previous video on what I bought for surgery, I was able to use those, you put water on it and it gets all soapy, and I was able, and you have to put pressure onto it, otherwise those things do not take off the dirt. So I wash my arms with them, my legs, my feet, and this is all out of the shower. So I do that first while my bra is still on, and then I do all my feminine care as much as I can do, so I can make sure I'm scrubbing and I'm getting in there the way I want to. And then I get in the shower, and then I wash all of this area, my stomach, my back, and my butt in the shower. And that has just been my thing. And what I feel comfortable with, like I said, I'm able to move around more with having my bra on, because once I take it off, I feel very, very, very restricted. I didn't have any problems with using the bathroom where I was able to wipe myself, and I was able to go number 2, because that is something that they want, or they have you take Miralax or something to help you. I don't know if it's because I didn't take any narcotics, so that my body didn't have problems with it. But I literally only drink water anyways, so I think that really helps in being able to, you know, have a consistent flow. So pain, again, I haven't been in much pain. I think everything has been very tolerable. I just been very, very sore. Some days are worse than others. Some days I get very swollen. Some days I'm always swollen, but some days are worse than others. Even now I'm very swollen. Certain areas of my breast that are super swollen, and like my right side, since it did kind of have like those nerves trying to come back together, this one is more rounded out than the left. The left is still kind of, it need to figure out its shape, because it ain't taking shape yet. But yeah, other than that, everything has been very good. Like I said, it's only a week and a half since my surgery, but I am happy with the fact that, so I went to my second appointment yesterday, and I asked her so many questions. I asked about the shape. I asked about, you know, was gravity dropping, because my breasts are not super as high as I've seen a lot of people's be. So I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna come out with saggy breasts? But a lot of it too is, so like I said in the beginning, with me losing 88 pounds, it lost a lot of breast tissue. So if you don't have that there, in order for my breasts to be super, super perky, I would have to get implants. So there's just nothing they could have done for that part, but they did lift them. They are lifted. And once they take more shape, they will be more rounded and stay that way. And she told me too, as long as I keep wearing my bra, my surgeon's office suggests that you wear your bra for a full year, only take it off for little times where you are doing something where like you don't want your bra to be visible. But other than that, they want you to consistently stay in your bra for a year just to get the most optimal results. Yeah, you guys, I don't know if there's anything else that I wanted to talk to you guys about. If you have any specific questions, please feel free to leave them down below. And I will be posting another update, possibly at my 2-week, just to see if in these few more days anything has changed. And by my 2-week, I will be able to drive. I'm able to start driving this weekend. So yeah, we'll see how that goes and how I'm feeling with driving and how it was. I do have a thing in my car that attaches to my seatbelt, so it keeps me protected. Or I do have my handy dandy mastectomy pillow. And so I do wear that if I like have to ride somewhere. It just helps me like when I'm in the car with someone going over bumps and things like that. So yeah, that has been very helpful. Oh, also my doctor let me know that I am able to lay completely flat. I'm not comfortable to do that yet. Don't know if you can see my little setup here on my bed, but I do still have my like arm pillows that I lay with. And then this pillow I usually have for like my neck support, so I put it up here. And I just raise this down kind of, oh, that hurt it. Raise this down kind of low so that I can lay flat, or to like slowly work myself into laying back flat. That really hurted. Yeah, so range of motion, listen to your body. Listen to your body, because your body is going to tell you, like, you can do this, you good, you can't do this. And I'm still taking it easy. I'd rather go easy on myself than try to rush into my recovery and suffer later. I do know that sometimes I'm right-handed, so when I'm doing my skincare and brushing my teeth and washing up and all of that stuff, using this side too much, it gets super sore and I have to take a break. As well as doing my skincare, brushing my teeth, showering, that whole thing drains me. I have still been getting drained, and I would literally be like, okay, I can't do nothing else. I need to go lay down, literally lay down and relax, because trying to do anything extra at that point, it hurts. Like, even now I'm in pain. I did something too much on this side, so it's in my shoulder. My shoulder hurts so bad, and like all of this area. I just overworked myself doing something, but I mean, I'm here by myself, so I have to be able to get to things. And my oldest son, he's been staying with me. My youngest, he has been staying at my sister's house because he's 4, so he needs a lot more things. And my oldest is a little more self-sufficient, and he's able to help me do a lot more things. So I've been very thankful for him. He will like be able to climb up on the little step stool and get me things that are a little higher up. And if I drop something on the floor, he gets it for me. And you know, when I get packages in the mail, he helps me go down and he'll pick them up for me, just because I just been trying to take it very easy. I don't want to strain anything, and I want to make sure that I have the most optimal results for my recovery. So yeah, I've been watching it out. I am able to, like, I can move my arms. I can do this. I haven't been reaching too much. Like, I took my hair down from the other hairstyle I had, and I washed my hair. So I was able to, you know, do this and figure it out. I had to wash my hair over the sink, and so I just wore my mastectomy pillow so that when I leaned over, if it was too much, it's pressing against that and not my breast. And I was very, very cautious about it. So every day is a new day. You're learning. You're able to move a little more. I'm not as restricted, but for the most part, I keep my arms by my side of things that I'm doing. When I'm laying down, I make sure that my arms are supported on the armrest of that pillow that I use. And yeah, I just try my best to not overdo it. Okay, before we end this video, I do want to kind of show you guys. This feels weird coming on here, you know. I do have underwear bra on, but I stay in my robe. No, I stay in my underwear and bra, but I put a robe on for this video because I can't wear regular shirts and I'm in my house. So anyways, so yeah, you're going to see that the little padding here, I could have tucked it like this one, but when I'm putting it on, I'm not worried about that. It's just some little gauze. They're called ABD pads. That's what they were using at the hospital, and I tend to like them more than the suggestion they gave me of the nursing pads and maxi maxi pads. I did not like the maxi pads. I used it one day and I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. This isn't helpful. This is uncomfortable. So yeah, I ended up ordering some ABD pads from Amazon. Okay, so here it is. So this is the bra that they gave me. I had it linked in my video of what I was told to order for my surgery. This one is too big for me technically. So they had me order a 38B, and that's what I was using because I am so swollen still. I was like, okay, the 38 was too tight on me. It was actually indenting in my, it was just indenting, y'all. I can't get my words together. Here, and it was just too tight here. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna order a 40 but I noticed that like this part is very, very loose. And then like right now I'm super swollen, so you can't tell. But like yesterday I wasn't swollen, and this was like super bunchy because it's not my size. But I'd rather be comfortable when they, for the times that my breasts are super swollen. So like even now I feel like looking into the camera, they look still pretty big. But yeah, no. Right now, and then as you can see, this one does look a little bigger. This one is taking shape, and even on the sides, like you guys, this is all swollen. This is all super swollen. I'm super swollen here, but not, I'm more swollen on this side. And that, yeah, they just like, I don't know if you can tell, but they are swole. So this will not be my size. I will be a B. I think at the moment I am probably a C cup. I don't know, it looked big to me, but the bra is a 40B from Amazon. I will have it linked below if you do want to try it out. I know most surgeons suggest bras that have the straps in the front, but my surgeon's office does not require that. I shouldn't say require. They do not suggest that you have that. These are the bras that they specifically ask for their patients to get. So that's what I did. They say you get more support if your hooks are in the back rather than the front. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little update of everything, how I've been doing, what's been going on. Eventually, probably at my maybe 1 month mark, I will do pictures of where my progress is and kind of blur out, you know, the things that, you know, my nipples, just blur that part out, but let you see my scarring update. Right now, I don't even want to look at them, so I'm definitely not going to be putting that on the internet. But at my 1 month, I think that is something that I would want to do, because I know as well at my 1 month, they said that I can start massaging, so that would help me out a lot. So yeah, you guys, I think that's all I have for you. Very sorry again that I haven't posted in so long. I hope that you understand why. And I will start to try to do monthly updates, and I will have more specifically VSG content coming up for, you know, all my VSG loves out there. But this is still a part of my journey, part of my weight loss journey as well. And I want to be able to share every moment with you guys, and to help someone else who might be going through this process of getting a breast reduction and what they might expect, and some of the challenges and struggles that you will or may go through. I would love for you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It is free, you guys, and it helps support me so much. And I will catch you guys in my next video.
Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party.